Hello everyone, hopefully you're doing pretty well today. My name is Deborah and welcome to my channel, Crafty Chalk Creations. I am an independent designer of Chalk Couture, and today's project I'm going to be using ink and show you how to use some ink and make a tote bag that you can use to take to the beach. And with this transfer, girls just want to have sun. Now, this is a canvas tote bag that I had purchased at Michael's. I'm going to be using 3 ink colors today. I'm going to be using Bumblebee Yellow, Couture Teal, and Tide. I absolutely love this color. Now, some additional things you are going to need besides your tote bag and your transfer. You can use a piece of cardboard in here, or you can use their ink mat. It can get a little fiddly, I'm not going to lie to you, because this is sticky. But I think it's well worth it. That way it holds your fabric down. You don't have to worry about your design shifting or anything like that. But if you want to use cardboard, you can try that. I have not done that, so I cannot give you any advice, but you can attempt it. I would practice on something smaller first. But this is their ink mat. They have 2 sizes. This one it comes in a sleeve. This one is the 11 by 23 inch, and they have a 17 by 17. Now you can cut these down if you would like to. I left mine the way it is because this will fit inside my bag and it's wide enough for my design on my transfer. All right, like I said, it comes in a sleeve. You want to set that aside. You can use it for storage. Before I get started, and so the other things you're going to need like a towel. So that way you can, because you have to heat set this, and your surface underneath can get hot. So you want a towel to put underneath when you go ahead to heat set and iron your ink after it's dry. You will need a piece of parchment paper, and you will also need like a Teflon mat or something like that to also help with some of the heat on the surface. All right, and an iron. You're going to need an iron. No steam. You do not use steam at all. And you'll need something to dry it with if you want to hurry up with your project. Otherwise, you can let it dry. Make sure it's dry for 24 hours. It might take a little bit longer depending on the humidity. So you'll need like a hair dryer or a little heating tool or something to dry. Now, these ink mats are sticky. They have a protective film. You will need to pull that off and save it, right? Because you're going to want to put it back over. These are sticky, easy cleanup. All you need to do is use a damp sponge. No soap, no disinfectant wipes, just water and a sponge, and you wipe your ink off. If you use any disinfectant wipes or anything like that, it will take the stickiness off. And you do not want to do that. Just purely water and a sponge. That is it. The ink is washable off of this until you heat set it. All right, now this might get a little bit fiddly here because this has a gusset. Now, if, it has some depth to it. But if you just have one of those regular rectangular tote bags with straight stitching, it does not have that. You can just slip it right in. And that's pretty much what I'm doing here. I try to get this somewhat preset. But this can be the fiddly part. But I think it is well worth it because it holds your fabric in place and you don't have to worry about it shifting on you, your design, when you're inking. Now, if it does have a gusset, you got to make sure that you do not see any of that fabric coming through where you're going to be putting your transfer and your design, because it will ink it where you don't want it. And all you need to do is just pretty much smooth it down and just try to make sure that your tote bag is straight. All right, and then you just smooth your fabric on there. And just make sure your gusset part, I don't know if you can see that or not. My mat is not all the way down at the end, but I'm not going to ink all the way down to the seam. It's going to be more so up in here. I just want to make sure that this is straight. All right. And then just smooth it on. And I don't have any of this stuck on there. right, I think we're good to go to put our transfer. Now you do not need to fuzz your transfer because you're putting it on fabric. You just need to mark your backer sheet and place your transfer where you would like and make sure that it is on the ink mat. Try to center it. You can measure if you like to. You know me, I kind of eyeball things. And then you just smooth it down. Get that tag and other handle underneath there. Okay. Everything is on my mat. I think that looks pretty good. The same process as you would if you're putting it on any other surface. You just want to make sure that you have this down very well. You don't have any little lumps, bumps, air bubbles, or anything like that. If you want, you can take your squeegee and go over it to make sure that you have good contact. Get if there's possibly any air bubbles out. All right, I think we're ready to go. All right, what I'm going to do now, ink takes longer to dry, so you've got a little bit more play time than you would if you were using paste. So what I'm going to do, if you're going to do everything in one color, you may want to get a small squeegee instead of a mini squeegee. I'm going to do the Couture Teal down here where the little waves are at. Obviously the sun's going to be all in the rest of it. I want to do it in Tide. So I've got 3 different squeegees here. If you only have one, you just, clean it off in between. And then same thing as you do with the paste. I love that color. Absolutely love it. Just dip your squeegee in. And you just generously apply it to your transfer. Now, some colors will stain your transfer. Don't worry about that. You just want to make sure that you do not let, same thing like with the paste, with the ink, dry in your silk screen. Now this is washable and water soluble. Like if you get it on, a surface that you don't want until it is heat set. I think this is a really cute stain. I think this would look cute on a t-shirt also. Now I will have an editable shopping cart link posted down below in the description box. I know Bumblebee Yellow and Couture Teal, I believe those come in packets now. I don't think the Tide does. That is only available in the jar. But if you wanted to do the Cadet Blue, you could do that also. If you wanted to use 3 colors, or you could just do it all the same color. Okay. Gotta be a little bit careful here. There we go. Now I'm just gonna go over this, scrape off any excess. Make sure I have everything. Now if your fabric is a little bit thinner, you will have some of the ink on your mat, like I said, and you can just wipe it off with a sponge. And I thought I grabbed my sponge, I guess I didn't. Okay. Alright, I am done with the Tide. So I'm going to get my cap back on. I think it looks like I've got good coverage on there. Now I'm going to go into the Bumblebee Yellow. And yellow that is. Perfect for sunshine, the sun. And once this is heat set, it is washable. You will just need to follow the washing directions with on whatever your fabric is or your product that you are using. Most canvas bags are pretty much they're hand washed because of the shrinkage. But look at the care instructions on your product. And then I'm going to do the Couture Teal for the wave. Now you could do this all one color if you want to. But I thought this would make a really cute, like for a beach bag. Just, you know, put a few things. Oh, I got a little tied in there. I'm fine with that. All right, I think I am good to go. I think everything is on there as even and as good as possible and good coverage. It's time for the peel and reveal. I'm excited for this. You slowly lift up in case you missed a spot. You can lay it back down and touch it up. Okay, my S there, I need a little bit more on my S. Right there. Okay, let me go back and get my tide. And I just need to touch it up right there. Okay, let's see how that looks. There we go. Yellow turned out nice. Oh, I love this. I love it. Okay, I have an extra towel over here that I'm going to lay this down, sticky side down, and I'm going to spritz it with the water. I got a little spray bottle here until I can get it to the sink because I want to keep that silk screen moist so that way that ink does not have a chance to dry in there. All right, I'm going to make sure I got my caps on. I'm going to set the ink aside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel out my mat. Now this is still wet, so I need to be careful. So I'm just going to kind of keep my hand. Alright, you know what? It's my silky mat stuck there. I'm going to set my silky mat in between there for right now. So that way the ink does not get on the other side. See, I just got some on the bottom. I was not paying attention. But that's okay. It's for me. And now you see how you have ink? I don't know, hopefully you can see that. And now you do is you just take your sponge, a wet sponge, and you just wipe it off. And I thought I had my sponge over here with me, but I don't. Let me go get it really quick. I'm going to set this aside, see if I can scoot this over. I need to get that out of the way. Oh, I've got ink all over my hands. All right. I need to wipe my hands off before I touch the fabric anymore. See? Wash it right off. Let me try this little spot here. Okay. So now all I need to do Just here's my sponge. I need to scoot this up a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that. And I just wipe this off. That's all you do, and then you just let it air dry, and you put that film, it'll be sticky, and then you just put that film back on it, on top, and then put it back in the sleeve, and it's ready for your next project. But like I said, you can cut this down if you want to whatever size that you want. So I'm going to let that set aside and dry. All right. Now I've got my little dryer here. I need to get this out of the way. Excuse my arm there. And I've got my iron heating up. So I'm just going to use my little heating tool here and give this a dry. Now this can take some time to do. But if you like this project, you like this idea, I would appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of my videos or projects that I may do, and whenever I post another video, please subscribe to my channel. It helps me with YouTube algorithm also. And click that notification bell so that way YouTube notifies you of whenever I post another video. Like I said, this could take some time to do, so I'm going to pause this video until I get this dry. And then once it's dry, I will show you how to heat set it. So I will be right back, and I'll see you in a bit. Okay, now that it's dry, it took, I want to say about 5 to 7 minutes for me to dry it with my heat tool there. So now that it's dry, and you can see some of the ink did go through it on the back side of the fabric. There's nothing wrong with that. It's, you know, nature of the beast there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my towel and my Sylvie Teflon mat. Okay. And I'm going to put it inside my bag here. Because I'm not using an ironing board or anything like that, so I need something to protect my tabletop. This is why I'm doing that. Okay. Now, here, I gotta get this handle out of the way. Make sure it's nice and flat as possible. Alright, and now what I do is I take my parchment paper and I put it on top. I take my iron. No steam. Okay. This is one of those like little travel irons. And then you just start pressing it with the heat. Now you want to hold it on there for just a few seconds and start moving it around. And you do this one side to the entire area for about 3 to 4 minutes. With the iron. Now I do not have a heat press, so I do not have any advice on that. Alright, hold on one second. I got my stuff bunched up over here, and that's preventing me from ironing that one corner here. Thought it had it in here smooth. I don't like it. My towel's bunched up down there. Okay, there we go. So you do this for about 3 to 4 minutes, and you just kind of go over it and you iron your entire surface. So I'm going to fast forward through that, and when I'm done with that, I'll tell you what your next step is. You pretty much have to do the same thing on the other side. You turn it inside out and you do the same thing on the other side. So I'll see you in about 4 minutes. Okay, it's been 4 minutes. This is nice and hot. Okay. Now with that Teflon, it does like reflect some of the heat back, but to be just on the safe side, I'm just going to turn this inside out. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Insert your towel. If you're doing this on an ironing board, you just need something, you can just put your Teflon sheet in there to prevent any ink from going onto the other side of your fabric there. You need some kind of barrier there, whether it be a towel you don't care about or that Teflon. That's totally up to you. And just the same process. That's all I'm going to do is I will iron it for another 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. You already saw one portion of that I did it and I fast forwarded that. So I'm going to pause the video, and when I'm done, I will show you the completed bag. Okay, I have ironed for 4 minutes on the inside portion. All you need to do, just flip your bag right side out again, and there you go. You're ready to head out to the beach. I hope you enjoyed this project and it gave you an idea, something you can do with the ink. I like the way it feels too. I've used ink, make little stuffies, and I do like the way the ink feels. So there you go. Get yourself a nice little tote. Girls just want to have fun. I do. I hope you enjoyed this project and it inspires you to give ink a try on a project for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and you have a wonderful day.